think the biggest misconception is around what they do. There are non-profits on PEI who are doing pretty much everything from music festivals to legal information to home maintenance, and I think typically people think of non-profits as being something that serves the disadvantaged and low income, and again there are many non-profits that do that, but there are a lot of non-profits doing many other things.
Nonprofits definitely play a daily role in our lives. They offer so many different programs and services that we don't always think about that are nonprofits.
I'm searching for a term, but complex and multifaceted and many of them. That's, if you can come up with one word that encapsulates that, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think the unique thing about Prince Edward Island compared to other North American places is that we have a very engaged community. So there are huge numbers of volunteers. Prince Edward Island is up there with Newfoundland as the highest percentage of charitable giving, in spite of having the lowest income in Canada along with Newfoundland.
It's another special thing about Prince Edward Island and this sector, this community sector, is we're really good, I think, at giving our opinion. So when government decides they're going to make a law, let's say about water, and they decide they're going to hold a series of public consultations, we show up in spades.
And I think that we care very much about local organizations and some of perhaps the smaller charities. So if you live in a big city like Toronto or Vancouver, you're perhaps not touched by these smaller nonprofit organizations, or you're not seeing them in your local newspaper or your local TV show.
So something that's unique about the nonprofit sector compared to private and government sector is that although we are looking for profit, it's a different kind of profit. It's more of a societal or community profit. And with a nonprofit, all of the money that you have has to be reinvested in the organization, so not back to stakeholders.
The thing with nonprofits is their flexibility. They can adjust, they can change their goals, objectives, whatever, to meet the current needs, the needs of the day. They can change that much quicker than governments can.
Over the last 50 years, certainly I would say it's changed a lot over the last 15 years.
Online campaign, the digital movement, videos, all of these things, all of these tools that we see with technology is actually helping our organizations.
So looking forward, the community sector, the nonprofit sector is really looking at ways to collaborate and work together to address complex issues. So we need to work collectively within the sector, but also with government and with the private sector to really address the needs of community.
One of the difficulties I find with the nonprofits is definitely the turnover rate. So whether it be the employees that run the nonprofits, the board members, your volunteers, it's gratifying to a certain extent, and then sometimes you have a life, so you have to put things aside.
Maybe we take them for granted, and that's what they think about, or they don't think about them, because they're taken for granted.
Non-profit sector on the island at the moment is probably overused. I mean, the thing about non-profits and the community sector is that when you get more clients, you don't get more money.
I think that people are more charitable than they've ever been, but in saying that, there are more nonprofit organizations than there ever were.
I find often too, especially I know with us, with the French community, is it's always the same volunteers, so then you're burning them out.
I definitely definitely think that youth play a crucial role within nonprofits. Within our aging population on Prince Edward Island, we're starting to see a lot of volunteers getting into their older years who want to take some steps back, so we definitely need new members to come in and fill those gaps.
Great thing that's happening in our organization, we're seeing a lot of kids donate to us with either wish list items or cash donations. They're actually giving up their birthday presents to collect donations, which is pretty incredible when you think about it, because I know when I was a kid I probably wouldn't have given out my birthday presents.
The non-profit sector is an incredible asset. It employs a lot of people. It does a huge amount of work at a fraction of the cost of what it would be, of what it would take government to do it.
I think the nonprofit encourages people to become active citizens that contribute to, of course, society and contribute in different ways. And they might not always just contribute in the nonprofits, but that the nonprofits help develop that quality in everyone.
So I think if we didn't have nonprofits, if they didn't exist, I'm just not sure what the community would look like.
There would be even more poverty, if you can believe it, than there is today.
I think society would almost be lost today without these nonprofit organizations.
It would be much more dull without the activities of the nonprofits, that's for sure.